craft masters.
My cuisine is me. I think of it as showing a movie through me about my life. I was probably in the kitchen when I was 4 or 5 years old. My clearest memory is when I was about 10 years old. I decided I wanted to be a chef. The very first moment that made me want to pursue cooking was the expression of my parents' faces when they were eating the cream stew which I cooked for them. When I saw my mother's face, I felt a happiness I can't describe in words. Seeing someone smile from the heart makes me happy as well. And in that sense, I can say that's my starting point. Sentosa Island has quite a lush natural environment. You can hear the sounds of frogs and crickets, and I feel a connection here with the kinds of places I grew up in long ago. There's also a lot of land where I can grow vegetables on my own, and that's one of the many reasons I chose Sentosa Island. In preparing dishes, if even one person on my team is absent, we can't make them complete. So, when plating the food, or grilling, frying, or boiling, everyone moves in step with a common understanding. That's our teamwork.
Sometimes he will look like a good friend, but sometimes he also be very serious for the food. Let you know how to do the food to be more 100% nice.
So Chef is a very open-minded person, and he's also very skillful in knowledge. So he's willing to share his knowledge with us and what he learns, like the science and every details behind everything that he do. But he's also very open-minded to sharing, give him opinions and like feedbacks, and then we work accordingly.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. Right, so tonight we have 4 packs. First group, 2 packs, meet up.
The people who work here are all interested in Japan. It's not just about the dishes themselves. I want them to understand why we eat certain foods and why they taste delicious, every detail. So that when customers say the food is delicious, my staff know that they are part of the reason for providing that happiness, and I want to share that with them.
はい、以上です。よろしくお願いします。お願いします。
Imamura is a restaurant, a place where you can see all of me, my strengths, my weaknesses, the path I've taken, all of my experiences. That's the kind of place I've created. I wanted the design to blend in with the nature. We installed glass and ferns and the grass that grows here. I also included a small Japanese courtyard, fusing Japan and Singapore. Japanese cuisine is connected to Japanese culture. The restaurant is designed so that when you first come through the entrance, you're greeted by objects that express the seasons, such as festival decorations or ikebana flower arrangements.
Good evening. Good evening.
The table mat is in the image of Mount Fuji. The drink coaster is the sun, and it appears as if the sun is rising from Mount Fuji. They're designed to present my vision to customers. I want them to anticipate what's coming, to be excited, and that's the reason for this setup.
This is amuse-bouche. It's the white lotus mochi with botan shrimp. And the lotus flower, edamame, and the myoga ginger inside. Lotus seed with a pumpkin with a koji fermentation around 2 months. So it's sweet. And the sauces is the shrimp film, which is the shrimp head we make into this sauces.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's the around 2 months we make into this.
So many ingredients.
Yes, yes.
With the tableware, I use dishes that are auspicious during the New Year's, for example. And in the summer season, I use glassware to show what kind of country Japan is. The tableware expresses the seasons, and I want my customers to also feel and experience those elements.
Black abalone, claw award, together with abalone liver sauce. We mix together with abalone liver with seaweed because abalone is eating to the seaweed. The red color small dot is the micro tomatoes. These are tomatoes. Yes. Young corn and radish sprout also inside. Presented.
Nice.
Good.
Dishware made in the Edo period is exquisite, and it can also be a tool to explain the culture and history of Japan. I think it's amazing that dishware made in the Edo period, or by artisans long ago, can still be used today. So, in that sense, it gives me inspiration of what it means to be a true artisan. I've used all kinds of cookware from different countries. Ultimately, there's a foundation to Japanese cuisine, and it's important not to neglect that and also stay true to the 5 palettes, 5 colors, and 5 techniques. I carefully use the 5 colors and properly follow the 5 techniques and the 5 palettes. I believe it's essential to prepare dishes that balance these. The balance of the colors, of the dishes, of the palettes, whether served raw or fried or grilled, is in harmony, which is why Japanese cuisine is loved around the world.
This is sashimi. This is the hirame fluke, together with sea urchin uni and a caviar on the top. Surgery is coming from fluke bone, head, skin, bonito, kombu sake soy sauce mixed together. Long-term reduction after the strainer and putting bacteria overnight. Fish itself has a lot of collagen, so becomes jelly.
Thank you very much.
When I was in my 6th year as an apprentice, I accepted an offer from a customer to be a chef overseas. I had a lot of confidence and wanted to challenge myself outside of Japan. First, I went to New York to work at a sushi restaurant, but I felt I couldn't really express myself and left quite soon afterward. I then became the head chef of a restaurant serving sake and Japanese food. In the following year, a guidebook wrote a good review about us. I felt I was great, not to be too conceited, and believed that all the dishes I made were delicious. It was then that an older colleague of mine, who I worked with in Fukuoka, came to visit me and told me that my dishes didn't taste good at all. That really broke my heart. It's something I don't want to remember, and it's still painful. The cooking that I loved. I felt I was being asked, what I really wanted to do, what kind of chef I wanted to be. I had a strong motivation to make people happy through my cooking. I went into this world because of that desire. So, at the end of the day, I felt that the dishes I wanted to make are dishes that put a smile on people's faces. What I remembered was my mother saying, "It's delicious," and that beaming smile on her face. I wanted to make dishes again that would make people happy. When I went back to Japan to retrain myself, I was reminded again of what I had forgotten. The love I had for the ingredients, the love for cookingware, the appreciation to the people who had crafted them. That's what I became aware of and learned. From there, the feeling of wanting to communicate that with customers became stronger. For example, telling them about this ingredient or that ingredient, or about Japanese culture, things that I studied, things that I felt. That motivation kept growing. I communicate with my customers across the counter, and the creations I ultimately make are eaten by my customers. That's why I designed a place where I can express that and give it my all. I'm truly blessed to be able to do this work. During my time in New York, I was praised by a guidebook, so the customers would see that and come to my restaurant. Over here, people come because they are drawn to the persona of Imamura. Now, when I see smiles on the faces of my customers, the laughter that comes from their hearts, I know I've created a space where they can truly enjoy themselves.